Hello and welcome to From the Backseat. I am your host, Ethan Haas, and I am joined today by my co-host.
What up, guys? Clark back again. A little bit undershaven under the neck area. We just haven't gotten to there yet today. Just noticed that myself looking in the camera. But even though we're not completely groomed here, so ready to get into today's topics. So ready.
Clark, how does it feel that people think you don't know ball?
Contemplated suicide actually this morning because someone told me that I don't know ball. Very tragic stuff. Although that one guy was like, "Oh, who had 734," and just immediately named it as if I didn't know that. Tim Patrick. I know who Tim Patrick is.
I didn't know the stat line, but for some reason you know Tim Patrick. Also, why is Tim Patrick the mark of like, oh yeah, if you know who Tim Patrick's like random stat line, you know ball.
Like he's just obscure enough to where the point where it's like, okay, if you do know that, you do know ball, but if you don't, questionable if you know ball.
I
Crickets,
guess.
then too. Crickets. No one's saying he's not chirping me again, huh?
No, he could not respond to you. You just got him.
As I usually do. Jesus. So trying to cut that fan out of there too. I got too much fan in the camera sometimes, I feel like,
That's okay. Yeah, so today we're going to show people that we do know ball. We got a new segment we're introducing today, and that's called speed dating. You can also think of it as franchise is blind, kind of like Love is Blind. And so our segment for the so we're still working on our title for it. We'll see if you guys like it. Basically what's going to happen is I have 3 players with their college stats, their measurements, and their scouting reports. And Clark is going to have to choose who he would like to be on his team, kind of like Mary. And so we're going to start assembling a team of random scouted players, and we're going to see if Clark can be the elite GM that he believes he can be when he wins the mock draft challenge every year.
I do win the mock draft challenge almost every year.
So Clark, are you ready to get into this?
Oh, yeah, duh, clearly. Been prepping about, just thinking about this moment all day, so I'm very much ready for this.
Also, before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out. We got 2 people over on the live stream. So Clark, we got comments rolling. So thank you for coming in and joining. Hopefully we'll get more up. Clark, when you saw me on my phone, I actually just posted on our TikTok story that we're live. So hopefully we'll get more people into here. We're going to be getting into our hot take reviews in a little bit. So I'll share my screen just so you guys can see. I do have just this crazy tier list I assembled earlier today. So this is it. This is the tier list. So you can see here the takes I took from our TikTok. They are here. They're together. Rank them, but that's for later in today's show. Oh, is it not loaded yet? Can I see if... Oh, no. You can see it on the YouTube side. All right, cool. So I'm going to go off of the shared screen. What we're going to do is now we're going to play Franchises Blind or Speed Dating. We're still working on the name. So, Clark, are you ready to play?
Or the Franchisette, because obviously the Bachelorette started yesterday.
Oh, the Franchisette.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck to pilot Rachel out there from Clayton's season. I forget. Gabby's the other woman's name. Best of luck. Hope you two find love. You probably won't because you're on a TV show. But you never know. Good luck.
I hope you find love. I hope all those influencers get the followers that they're hoping for by going on that show.
I hope they get there, because really the peak of this, if you're on one of those shows at this point, is that you get a cameo or perhaps an off-brand sponsorship, and you get to go to like Cabo every 3 months on some sort of paid contract with Expedia. So congratulations. This is the pinnacle of life.
Yeah. And to Expedia or any other ticketing website, whether that's TickPick or any other brand, feel free to sponsor Clark and I. We'd love to go to games for free. We'll make content there. We will shout you guys out. You could just send us to whatever games you want. We'll go to a Milwaukee Bucks game in Milwaukee if you want. We'll go to a Toronto Blue Jays game if you need us to. We'll even go to Green Bay if you want us to.
I think a lot of people want to do that. I would go to like AA Durham, the Tampa Bay Rays minor league affiliate. I would do that. I would go to Lake Elsinore for you guys. Anything.
Yeah, we'll gladly go to games. If you are some kind of ticketing website, please reach out to Clark and I. We are happy to go to games for free for you. All right, Clark. So let's get into our segment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I have this written up so you don't have to do as much memory. Yeah, so you'll be able to see it. Here it is. So speed dating. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes, I like how you have it all written out. You didn't even name the Google Doc file. Unbelievable.
No, it's untitled. Untitled document. So the goal of the game. So, I guess I should have write Clark. Clark is choosing a franchise oh no, wait, sorry, I remember what I was doing. Is choosing a franchise player truly blind?
There you go.
Sorry, we're working through these early miscues as a new segment. So, is choosing a franchise player truly blind? It's like Love is Blind. Clark's not going to get to know what they look like. He'll know the measurements, but he won't be able to really see them. He won't know their name, things like that. So the goal of the game is Clark is building the best possible team he can, and all he has is college stats and what scouts were saying. So today he is selecting his quarterback. He has 3 players he can pick. So, Clark, are you ready for player A?
Oh, yeah.
So this is QBA. So QBA, they are 6 foot, they weigh 270, and they have 10-inch hands. Now, this player played in the SEC. They were a 2-year starter, and during their time as a 2-year starter, they accounted for 7,442 yards, and they averaged 10.9 for every dropback. They had 87 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a completion percentage of 69.3. Now, what scouts were saying about them is that they were able to scan the whole field. They had the arm talent to make all the throws, but they had durability issues. So, Clark, what's your original reaction to QBA?
First off, don't love that he's an SEC quarterback. Actually, not a big guy on SEC quarterbacks. Scan the whole field. That's cool. Durability concerns, definitely an issue because you're getting hurt in college. You're probably going to get hurt in the pros. That kind of worries me. But what I do like, guessing yards per attempt, 10 yards. It's pretty solid. Good touchdown interception ratio. This is solid. 6'2", decent size. Not big, not too small, but just kind of that little, he's there.
So do you think you'd go on a first date with this person? Like in the terms of,
I would go on a first date. I probably would. Yeah, I would. If this is my quarterback, I do at least one pro day visit.
Okay, so you'd go to the pro day.
I'd go to the pro day. I'd take a gander.
All right, so let's go to QBB. So QBB is 5'10", weighs 207, and has 9.5-inch hands. Now this player picked in the Big 12 and was a 1-year starter. During that 1 year, they had 4,361 yards. They had an average per throw of 11.6. They had 42 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 69% completion percentage. Now, the scouting report. This player never seems rattled. They showed clear signs of being a dual threat quarterback, but their biggest knock is they just had 1 season as a full-time starter. What's your original reaction to QBB?
Short, but short's not always a problem as it was in college as it was before. So I don't really have, only 1 year, 42 touchdowns, 11 receptions, 69% completion percentage. I do like it. Never seems rattled. I think that's a pretty solid thing, but I feel like a lot of guys that are good in college kind of have that mark because if you're a good college quarterback, you got to go in some places. Signs of being a dual threat. Okay, running the ball, I do kind of like that. Just 1 full season. Not overly concerned about that because there's guys who have that. I would be intrigued by the athleticism combined with what seems like some pretty decent arm talent.
Would you go to their pro day?
Yeah, I go to the pro day.
Would you do any heavier scout? Do you like QBA or QBB more right now?
I know who this QB is, I think. So, but I like alpha. What if we're going off numbers? I would still say I actually like QBB more right now.
Okay. Well, just wait till you meet QBC. QBC is 6'7", 244, and has 10.25-inch hands. This player played in the American Athletic Conference, so the AAC, and was a 3-year starter there. They had 8,863 yards. They had an average per attempt of 7.4. They had 59 touchdowns, 23 interceptions, and a completion percentage of 62.9. Now, the scouting reports. This player showed elite footwork all throughout college, and they have the power to put the ball wherever they want, either on the run or in the pocket. But their inability is they do not show strong accuracy on the run. So, Clark, what's your reaction to QBC?
I'm not interested in this guy at all.
Why not?
I would have okay. First off, 6'7", a little bit big. I would question the mobility. I get it; he's a good pocket guy. 62% completion percentage in college. That's dog shit. I don't have. That's not going to get better. FYI, typically it doesn't something that just magically improves. The touchdown to interception, not that exciting, in the 7.4 yard average. I kind of feel like I know who this is too.
All right. So before I let you guess who these players are, I want you to blindly pick. So which would you draft onto your team? Player
Can I
or
see? Can I
QB?
see player A again? Can I see player A again?
Yes. So here is QBA, 6 foot, 217, 10-inch hands, SEC, 2-year starter, 7,000 yards, 10 average, 87 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 69% completion percentage. They're able to scan the whole field, have the arm talent to make all the throws, but has durability concerns.
Can I see player B again really quick?
Of course. Player B, again, is 5'10", on the shorter side, 207, 9.5-inch hands. Played in the Big 12, 1-year starter, had about 4,300 yards, 11-yard average, 42 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 69% completion.
Okay, well, I think I know who I'm going to go with.
All right, who are you going to go with?
I would go with quarterback B. Would be my
Okay.
choice.
So Clark is picking QBB onto his team. Clark's selection. So Clark, you've just drafted your quarterback. Who now? Let's go from. Who do you think QBA is?
Okay, QBA for a second. For a second, I thought would be Joe Burrow.
Okay,
but he's far too small. Joe Burrow, I believe, clocks in around 6'4" for the Bengals depth chart they have him on. So I don't think it's Joe Burrow. 6 foot, 217. I would say this is Matt Corral.
Oh, okay. So your guess is Matt Corral.
I think that's Matt Corral. I mean, actually, no, I take it back. I can't be Matt Corral. Matt Corral. Wait, hold on. Trying to think of like the recent 2-year starter, SEC, scan the whole field, arm talent, makes all the throws, injury durability concerns.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
No.
Okay.
Actually, sure. Why not? Give me a hint.
So
Not
this
too
player,
obvious.
there is one half of football that is not accounted into this stat, and it was in the national championship.
Oh, then I know who it is. And it's not
Who
one.
is it?
I believe then if we're going to go with this, it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
No, it's the guy who took the spot of Jalen Hurts.
Tua? Yeah, well, okay, Tua. It's Tua?
It's Tua.
Yeah, thank God I didn't take this bozo then.
So that's Tua. So who do you think your selection is?
I think my selection is Kyler Murray.
That's exactly who it is. This is
Okay.
Kyler Murray. So you picked Kyler Murray as your quarterback.
Yes.
All right. Who do you think QBC is?
Mike Glennon.
It is not Mike Glennon.
Not Mike Glennon?
It's not Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon's 6'7". I think Mike Glennon is 6'7".
Okay, so I'll tell you, this player is a bust. They were picked 23rd in the draft, first round pick, and they were picked by the Denver Broncos.
Oh, let's see, 23rd. Well, there's Paxton Lynch, but he didn't play in the. I thought you said ACC. It is Paxton Lynch. I thought you said ACC. No, it's AAC. Yes,
AAC.
Paxton Lynch.
It's Paxton
Lynch.
Lynch.
I knew this guy sucked from the start. So
yeah,
Mike Glennon, Paxton Lynch. My bad. Yes, Paxton Lynch.
So yes, it was Paxton Lynch. Those were our 3 quarterbacks. What do you think of that segment? Do you think we should keep doing that?
I kind of like that. It's fun. I mean, I was glad at least I got one of them. I feel like I was. I mean, again, I know it was Paxton Lynch, but it's because I heard ACC for some reason. And I thought, I don't know why I just didn't read the screen. Mike Glennon, I believe, went to NC State. So I was thinking it from that reason.
We also got a comment over on YouTube. So somebody thought QBB was going to be Russell Wilson, which is not a bad guess. That's what I was trying to trick Clark a little bit with.
We said Big 12.
We said Big 12. That's why I ended up putting in conference.
Yeah, I mean, because Russell Wilson went to Wisconsin, and he would be Big 10. So it was close. So Russ was a good idea. I mean, the numbers often throwing the football though would have deterred away though, because Wisconsin obviously more of a ground first team. Football is a little bit different back in 2011, 2012. So
yeah.
Kyler
so yes, your new quarterback is Kyler Murray. Next week we'll be picking your running back on who will be leading your backfield. Okay.
Lovely.
So let's get in.
I loved my pick. I think
right,
obviously the best one. I think I didn't go with this. 6'7" for me. There is a threshold in my mind where there's a cutoff for a quarterback being too tall. And because you get those gangly bozos out there like Paxton Lynch that have no clue what they're doing with their body.
I mean, Herbert's 6'6".
Okay, but Herbert's is 6'6". At like 6'6" to me is the number I will like cap it at. And probably if we're gonna be honest, they probably measured him up a little bit. Every single team, like Drew Brees is apparently 6 foot. Drew Brees is not 6 feet tall. Herbert's probably more like a 6'4" guy.
So I was deciding between Paxton Lynch and Carson Strong. Those were the two quarterbacks for the last one.
But Carson Strong, if you would have said like Western, well, he plays in the Mountain West. So I mean, it was very few people.
I could have tricked you into thinking it was because I was trying to do a little bit of trick. I almost went with him because I thought you might think he's Josh Allen from the stat line because Josh Allen's stat line sucks too.
Yeah, but you would have to put like athletic.
Yeah,
which is not what anyone describes
Carson Strong
as. No.
All right, so let's get into our hot takes before we start reviewing other people's hot takes. So we're gonna try to keep this relatively short, just because I think the marquee of today is people want to see us do this tier list of their hot takes. So, Clark, did I go first last week or did you?
I believe I did.
Okay, so I'll go first this week in our hot takes, and my hot take for the first time is not an NFL hot take.
There it is.
It is in baseball, and my hot take is Major League Baseball needs to shorten the season.
No.
The MLB needs to go down to 120 games. That's my hot take.
Why? 120? This season would be practically over at this point.
No, it wouldn't.
You're at 80 some odd games at this point.
I know. There'd still be 40 more.
That's ridiculous. No.
The reason I say that is
because explain yourself.
The reason I say that is because there's definitely in the MLB during the slog of May and June, the game is just so much slower than it is once we get closer to playoff time. The MLB just becomes so much more exciting after the All-Star break because teams start to make it or break it. The thing that makes the NFL so fun to watch is that every game feels like it matters. Every game, whether you win or lose, is going to affect your playoff chances. In the MLB, you can drop a series and it does not matter under the current format. Now, I am one of the few people who liked the 60-game season. I thought it was really fun that every game mattered. I thought it was really fun that every game was competitive. Now, I think 60 games was way too, not enough. There we go. I just think 120 is a nice happy medium between the two. The 162 game season is really, really long, and it puts a toll on players, and it leads to injuries to where then best players aren't on the field during the playoffs. I think by doing a little bit less games, it keeps the season a little bit more concise. And the biggest thing is you could still keep it from April to October and just give more rest to players. So then they're not playing 7 games in a row. They're not playing 8 games in a row. You can build in breaks to where teams can have much longer breaks in between. They're only playing 120, and it allows them to take days off, let teams rest, and then you're not these huge road trips. And it just makes the game overall better, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess it's fine. Look, I really don't think they should shorten the season. 120 would be ridiculous. I would be totally against that. I just wouldn't be for it. I think eliminating 40 games eliminates a lot. And again, at that point, what do you end the season? Like, I mean, I guess you're saying it's a lot of breaks. There'd be a substantial amount of break time if you wanted to still do April to October. That would be crazy. So I just think right now the biggest problem with baseball is players are playing too many games in a row. I think it's leading to a lot of players getting injuries, small injuries that end up them missing 2 or 3 weeks, where if you gave them rest in between, we just wouldn't see injuries like that because players are able to rest. They're able to take days off. Whereas right now they're being rushed back because they got to make the next series. They got to make the next road trip. Whereas if you built in days off, also, this is a whole different hot take, but I can go into it. The MLB needs to blow up Wednesday day games. I don't know who watches. Why? What are they supposed to do then? It's
not do them.
What do you
not do them?
You're only having 2-game series.
Yeah, I know.
That's
not
stupid.
Do them.
No,
get rid of those. I don't know who watches those. I don't know who goes to those. There is no. How do you watch them? You're at work.
It's called putting it on the monitor while I work.
You're literally at work.
Yeah, so I enjoy it.
No, you are at work. Everyone is at work. They should not be playing day games during the middle of the game at 12 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. That is ridiculous. Who is watching games during those times, and who is going to those?
I am, jeez. Oh, I go to them. I enjoy them. I don't go to them. I watch them, though. I certainly do watch.
Well, Andrew also said he watches them at work. So.
Yeah, so Kip rocks, Ethan. That's the moral of the story.
What? Those games are so useless. But yeah, I think the MLB season needs to go down a little bit. That's my actual hot take. I think they need to go down to 120 games. And even if, honestly, the MLB should think about doing the thing that the NBA is doing with having rest management. I think keeping star players fresh earlier in the season would really benefit as teams get into October. I think it would allow for the game to be more competitive. It would allow for more fans to really get into it when it gets into October time, because October is by far the most exciting time of the season. Last month of the season into the playoffs is by far the most. That's why the 60-game season had such high ratings. It was exciting every game.
60-game season was fine, but they give you a Mickey Mouse trophy at the end of it.
It was not a Mickey Mouse trophy. It was the same trophy that every other World Series wins.
60-game seasons, whatever. Fine. I hope we never get an 120-game season. I think that's silly.
They would never lose the money.
The owners would lose money if they did that.
Yeah, they would lose money, but I think it would make a better product on the field, because the NBA is probably going to have to shorten their season here soon too.
Well, the NBA sucks, so
the NBA does not suck.
The NBA, if you sat me down and I wanted to watch between an NBA or an NCAA game, I'm totally watching a college basketball game over an NBA.
No way. You're not watching like random like Elon versus Fayetteville.
No, but I'll watch a game much like, I'd much rather watch like Duke and North Carolina versus like, Boston and the Lakers. Who cares?
Hey, Duke versus UNC isn't even going to be a rivalry anymore when they get moved into the SEC. So look out.
True. Whatever. Fine.
All right. So what's your hot take?
I mean, my hot take taking in baseball, it's really not that like excruciatingly insane. Obviously the All-Star game selections came out, and I do understand they're playing the game in Los Angeles. And I do understand that a selection of who starts these positions comes down to the fan vote. But Dansby Swanson should be starting over Trey Turner at shortstop for the All-Star game. And I mean, I get that Trey's been good, but if you look at the numbers, Dansby Swanson, in my mind, has been just not even a tick, but substantially better. A 3.4 WAR for Dansby compared to a 2.8 from Trey Turner. He's hit 14 bombs. He's got a higher OPS than Trey. He's basically leading him in almost every statistical category that you could ask for, and he's a better defender. I think it's, again, the Dodgers fan base is huge. Atlanta's is too. Trey's going to start the game. It'll be exciting. He'll get his little hoopla moment from, the Dodgers fans. Possibly not their concession people, though, because they're going to go on strike, which would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I hope they do it. I hope they do that, because it would be so funny. But anyway, my main point, not super a sizzling hot one, because they're both good players, but I think it was a mistake not having Dansby start. He's been the better player this season. I know we talked about our snubs. If there was a snub for starters, it certainly in my mind would be Dansby, not particularly close. He's been a better player than Trey Turner this year. Someone will probably overpay for him this offseason, because I don't really see him kind of replicating the success unless he truly has changed something in the swing. But yeah, my little take for today, I think I'm going to hold on to my searing hot take for one more week so I can really wrap my mind around what's going to be said to me after I say it. But for now, yeah, I think that was a mistake. Of all the starting positions, he would certainly be the one that I would change out. Would be Trey Turner not starting, and I would also make sure that Dansby Swanson's in there at shortstop. He's just been better this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's entirely hot. The one thing I would ask you is, does career not go into it? Because Trey Turner
Absolutely
has been
not. It's who's up to the best season. It's who's having the best season right now.
If that's how you view it, I think that's how you view it. I mean, that's just not usually how these games go, because like usually it's just who's been a really good player throughout their career, and even if they're playing bad at the time, they still get voted as all-star starters. I mean,
it's popularity, but the guys who are playing well this year. Okay, and I'll add on one thing too on the home run derby thing. I hate the fact that Albert Pujols is going to be in it this year. I think that's going to suck that Albert Pujols is taking up a home run derby spot. That freaking job of the Pizza Hut is going to be so tired after 15 swings. He's going to be begging to tap out. Albert is going to be a joke at the home run derby. If he gets any out, he's going to be poking him like maybe 400, 420. It's going to be a snooze fest. Whoever gets him first round, it's an automatic buy. I know people will be like, oh, wow, he really knows how to stroke it. Yeah, please. He's 40 some odd years old. He's way out of shape. If you ever watch the man run, I know that's not part of it, but it looks like a waddling and wounded duck. So I don't need Albert Pujols in the home run derby. It's stupid. I'm fine with him being in the All-Star game because it's him and Miguel Cabrera, on the commissioner list. Totally fine with it. It's last year. Give him this last, standing ovation. But home run derby for Albert, I know it's a totally different thing. I could care less that he's in it. I think it's a joke. That's going to be so boring to watch him hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be anything interesting. I mean, he hasn't had over 20 home runs in a season in his last 5 years.
He hasn't been really particularly even good since he left the Cardinals.
I know. Well, but what's crazy about his career is he was so good on the Cardinals and then immediately went to Anaheim and just...
Yeah, because he got cooked as hell because he's old and now like fat and, oh, crazy. Look, he's not good anymore. Well, that's a shame.
So we got some comments over on YouTube. So we got Ty France was absolutely disrespected.
Ty France should be in right now. I can't believe he didn't even add it with the reserves today. That was a joke.
We also have someone that says, I think career does play a big part because it is fan voted, which is kind of the point.
It is a fan voted thing, but it should come down to, at least in my mind, if you're playing the best this year. It's all-star game for that season comes down to who's playing the best that season.
We also got, what do you guys think of the push to have Clayton Kershaw start over the other starters?
Stupid, dumb. I get it. It's in Los Angeles, but it's not even close. Sandy Alcantara has been the best pitcher in Major League Baseball this year. You need to trot him out there for the start. Again, it'll be up to the manager who gets the ball, but I would really prefer the guy who's done the best to get it out there, not the person who it's a little courtesy nod to because they're playing in the stadium. I think it's kind of silly.
And then we also got Pujols shouldn't be anywhere near the All-Star break.
That is, well, I don't know about near the All-Star break. I'm fine with him being in this game. It's his last one. But the home run derby, it's just like turn the TV off when that's on. Jesus, go get your food if you're eating something. And if you're whatever his over-under projection total will be, fade whatever, the over and take the under because that fat ass ain't hitting balls out. I can tell you that much.
Jesus, man.
I'm sorry. It's going to be a joke. When he goes up there, you're going to see one of the weakest efforts in home run derby history. It'll be like when remember when Robinson Cano hit one home run in Kauffman Stadium? It's going to be like that, essentially. It's going to be terrible. I mean, he'll probably poke out a couple more because you get like 4 minutes, but for the love of God, it's going to be bad, I think.
It's going to be really bad. All right, so let's move on. Let's move into your hot takes. So Clark and I might start doing this as a weekly segment. If you guys like this, you just got to let us know over on TikTok, on Twitter, in the YouTube comments, wherever. So we made a tier list. So you can see it up on the screen. So how it goes is there's an S take, an A take, a B take, a C take, a D take, and an F take. So our S take is Ethan and Clark adopted your hot take. That means we liked it enough to where we are now on board. An A take, this is really hot, and I respect that you said this. So we're not quite adopting it, but we think it is still a good take, and we respect that you have the guts to say it. B take, this is likely going to happen. This is just, that makes sense. A C take is Clark and Ethan do not agree with it. We don't think it's a good hot take, but it is hot, and so it deserves to be there. Next, D take.
This is not even a hot take.
This is not even a hot take. Sorry, I just saw something on my phone. So D, this is not even a hot take. And then F take. So this is so bad, it should not be spoken aloud.
That's like, we said something that all your friends would be like, they'd point at you and go, idiot, idiot, idiot. That's what they would do with this one. Respectfully. So we got about 15 takes or so that we are going to rank now. So Clark, starting off on our tier list is the first one. Marcus Mariota will lead Atlanta to a playoff spot. Okay, so this is indeed hot.
This is hot.
However, and I know who put this in there, respectfully, great guy, our Titan fan over there. However, this to me, in my mind, this should never be spoken out loud again. I'm of the opinion that Marcus Mariota will be replaced mid-season by Desmond Ridder at some point because the Falcons are going to be so bad. If the Falcons even get near the playoffs, would blow my mind. So no, this to me is like, I'll go, be nice. I will say a C take. This is
okay. So I was thinking a C take too.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with this. I don't think it's so bad that it shouldn't be spoken aloud because they do have good pieces there, I just don't think they have
Some.
enough good pieces to be a playoff team.
By good pieces, I think they have like one player on each side of the ball, maybe two.
Yeah,
AJ Terrell, Kyle
in
Pitts,
Kyle Pitts.
Drake London, though.
Yeah, they have Drake London too. All right,
They have other guys too. It's fine. It's a C take. I don't agree with it, but I
next
like the
take.
idea behind it.
The Seattle Mariners are World Series contenders.
Oh, don't agree with that. Nope, not at all. That's me in my mind is a C take. I think what will happen with Seattle is that I like the position that they put themselves in. I do like what they have offensively as a roster. Don't love the pitching staff. That is a problem that I certainly have with them. I know they have Chris Flexen, who's still young. I'm not sorry, Chris Flexen, but he's a guy. Flexen is on the team. They still have Robbie Ray. He hasn't performed up to the contract this year. I think, truthfully, when you get to the postseason, there is something to be said for how important pitching is. I don't trust Seattle's pitching. I do think Seattle has a really good chance at the playoffs this year, so Mariners fans be excited. However, if they get in, I certainly expect them to be absolutely punched in the mouth by any of the respective teams, being the Yankees, Astros, or the Twins. I don't know if the Twins would punch them in the mouth, but I don't think they'd be the class. I don't think they're contenders this year. They're playoff contenders, World Series contenders, no.
Okay, so you think it's a C take or an F take?
I think it's a C take. It's not an F take because I think the Mariners. I really like what the Mariners are building. I do. I just think this year World Series contenders. I don't see it. I see them being like if you guys remember, I believe it was the 2015 Astros, really young team, kind of surpassed expectations. I know the Mariners have some older pieces with Jesse Winker and Julio Suarez at third base to combine with the young guys with Julio Rodriguez and Ty France, who's Ty France again should be an all-star. I think the pieces are there. They're building up. I just think they're probably, in my mind, a year or two away from me saying serious World Series contenders. I need to see it. Again, the Mariners, you guys haven't been in the playoffs in a really long time. So I'm going to see you guys get there first.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think they're a couple years away. All right, next take. Jimmy G over Jalen Hurts.
I'm going to let you take this one first.
To me, this is so bad. It should not even be spoken aloud. Jimmy G... To me, this is really bad. I think Jalen Hurts, I guess they're saying right now as a quarterback, so maybe it's not that bad. I just think in the long run, Jalen Hurts is going to be a lot better player than Jimmy G.
Yeah,
I think when you think back on their two careers, I think Jalen Hurts will be regarded as a lot better player than Jimmy G was. Jimmy G is going to be remembered for missing Emmanuel Sanders in that Super Bowl. I mean, whether you want to slice it, that's how he's always going to be remembered. Yeah, he wins a lot of games. He just doesn't really help his team win.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have 49ers fans basically that I've seen on Twitter, like, I'll always remember this man for losing us like 2 Super Bowl possibilities. And again, much like you, I think when I look at Jalen Hurts and compare him to Jimmy Garoppolo, I think Jalen has a chance, and I think he is going to take the next step this year. I think so too. I mean, he's a guy who I think this year probably creeps towards that top like 13, 12 mark with a good season with pieces around him. No, this to me is unfortunately an F take.
Yeah, I think
Jimmy
so too.
wins. Jimmy wins because of the coaching staff and the players that kind of go around him, not because of what he does. He is the quintessential game manager. I compare him to a better version of maybe Andy Dalton, and I don't even know of that. So,
all right, next one. Darren Waller over Mark Andrews.
F. This is F. This is F.
It's an F. I totally agree. I think
I won't even entertain this idea.
I won't either. I don't think this is true at all. Mark Andrews is ascending into a top tight end role. Darren Waller is on the decline of his career. I don't think this is anywhere
I wouldn't
close.
say Waller's on the decline of his career, but when you really look at what the two have done, I am so much more impressed with what Mark Andrews does. And I think, again, Andrews is still the number one option in that Ravens offense. Darren Waller, in my mind, at this point, is like the third guy Carr looks to. With Adams is going to be there, he'll look to him. He'll look to Renfro before. And then if Waller's the option, that's the guy I think is the third receiving option at this point. And again, I think when you stack up their careers, it's not particularly close.
All right, so our next take. Lamar Jackson is not top 10.
F take for me.
Oh, see, I don't know if it's F. I mean, it's either C or F.
We'll give it a C. This is not something that should be okay. Yeah, we'll be nice. It's a C. I think it's a C.
I think it's a C. I mean, I don't agree with it at all. I mean, he's my 8th best quarterback. So
you can say it aloud. It's fine.
I think you can say it aloud. People say it. It's a common thing people are saying right now.
I think it's silly.
I think it's silly. I mean, he's won an MVP award. He's a clutch player who wins games. if you're going to use the games argument against Herbert, you can't then not use it for Jackson. Lamar wins a ton of games. So, like, I don't know. He's definitely top 10 in my book, but
No, he is too. I think we both had him, I believe, like 8 for us this past season. I mean, I think what you have to consider with Lamar is the fact, again, he's in an offensive scheme that seems as if it's stagnant at this point. I don't think the Ravens' offense in terms of throwing the ball will get better, and they seem devoid on the idea of getting him help on the outside. So I don't think it's his fault, but I think certainly moving forward, it's just, you know, I think he's a top 10 guy right now. I think it will continue to get better if the Ravens get an offensive guy in there who will call a more pass-friendly scheme and lets Lamar be more of what he is and just not be a little bit less one-dimensional. So I think it's a C take, sure.
For sure. Next up, Packers will have a losing record. So, yeah, how about I start this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for me, this is actually, as crazy as this is an A take for me. This is really hot, and I respect that you said it. Now, I do not think they will have a losing record, and I will pick them to win the NFC North because their defense is so good. But this is super hot. I don't entirely agree with it, but I understand the thinking there. So I'm not going to adopt it as my own, but I do respect it.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. You can slot that.
Where would you put it?
I would put. I mean, for me, I don't agree with it. I think for me, what I look at it as is that Aaron Rodgers won't really let that happen if he's healthy for a whole season. I just don't think that. I know I'm not as high on them this year. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. Certainly, they've taken, I think, a step back, probably what their record wise will be. But Aaron Rodgers owns the NFC North last time I checked, and they'll win games throughout there. The defense, like you said, is good. I know the pieces outside with Allen Lazard and, you know, the other options aren't great, but I don't think they're going to finish under 500. I certainly don't see them missing the playoffs either. So,
all right, so we'll put them in C. We'll put them in C.
No, put them in A. Put them in A. I'm fine with putting it in A.
All right, we'll put them in A. So I accidentally, I guess, copied one twice, so we're going to skip over one. Next is Lamar Jackson will win MVP. So two opposite sides of the spectrum. This is a B for me too.
This is a B for me too, because I think if Lamar goes out there and has a really good year,
I think it's very likely.
I think it is. I think it's this is something that's really high key to happen. I mean, the Ravens are kind of like a trendy pick. I know their odds to win the AFC North, I think, are tied with the Bengals or just behind them maybe now at this point. But if Lamar has a really good year and the Ravens ascend back to a top spot, like I think they're more than capable to, because the roster is going to be healthy again this season, Lamar will be a huge part of that, and he'll get a lot of the credit, and he's really electric. I would say, truthfully, when he's on, he's the most fun guy to watch on the field. He's the closest thing to Michael Vick we've seen, and probably since Michael Vick himself, obviously. So I think from that standpoint, yeah, this is something I think would be likely to happen. I don't know what his odds are to win the MVP right now, but I think it's certainly something I can see happening.
All right, so next up, so another MVP one. Jalen Hurts will win MVP.
Jalen Hurts will win MVP.
What do you think? Do you want me to talk on this one first?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
So this is one I really struggle with. It could be anywhere from F to S for me, pretty much. I've never really considered it, but I am huge on the Eagles going into next year. So would I be surprised if he won MVP? Yes. Do I think it's likely to happen? No. Would I put money on it? No. But I do really respect the opinion. I think I would have it in a C right now. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could pretty much range anywhere on the board for me.
I would actually go with this for me as a B.
Okay, I'm good with a B.
I would say a B only because I think the Eagles are trendy. They're a trendy team to like right now. The roster that they have, I think, is the best in their own division, and the NFC is weak.
And AJ Brown.
And if Jalen Hurts goes out there, takes the next step, and really starts playing better with the combination of, you know, the dual, what he is, I like the possibility of it for sure.
Yeah.
So I would say for me, this is a B pick. I think it is something that this could certainly happen.
Okay. Next up, Brady is not Hall of Fame worthy.
Okay, F.
Yeah, okay. Are we good just to put that in F? It doesn't really need explaining, right?
Elaborate on that.
All right, next is another Brady one. Montana over Brady. Agreed.
No, wait,
No.
no. Not put it in F. Not put it in F. That's
Oh, you're not.
disrespectful to Montana.
I would put it in F.
I would put it in C.
Okay. We can put
I
it in
would
C.
put it in
That's
C.
fine.
I disagree with it, but to say F is a little disrespectful to Montana in some ways. I think Montana's had he was a great quarterback until Tom Brady showed up. I think the undisputed best quarterback of all time, possibly one of the best players of all time in that top 5.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tom Brady does now exist. I think probably somewhere, if you really wanted to pick and choose, you could probably come up with some sort of way to say that Montana is better than Brady. It would be laughable, but I think it's something that's, it should not be not spoken because of what Montana, respectfully, for what he did for those 49ers teams. So for me, it's a C. I don't agree with it, but I feel like F would be disrespectful to be like, oh, I won't even consider it.
For sure. All right. Next up, this one I don't really even have an opinion on, so I'm just going to let you place it. Irv Smith will break out. He's the Vikings tight end.
Irv Smith. I know Irv Smith. I like Irv Smith.
I mean, I know him, but
wait,
like,
okay, but here's the thing. What I'm confused. Okay, what do we define as a breakout for Irv Smith?
They also
that.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, I assume he'll break out from where he was, but I don't know if that's hot.
He's going to ascend to the top 10 tight ends?
It's not just said. It just said Irv Smith. It said Cam Akers and one other player will have good seasons, and I just picked Irv Smith out of the.
Okay, so Irv Smith, if I remember correctly, missed last season.
I think so. Yes.
So, because they had Conklin starting a tight end for the Vikings.
They did.
People like Conklin, so I could see Irv Smith putting in there. I like, Alabama guy, 2nd-round pick. I think he was on the up trail. He has more touchdowns, I think, in his 2020 season than David Njoku has at any point. And people like to put David Njoku up there. So I would say break out. If we're saying he can get into the top 10,
I would put this as likely going to happen. I mean, he's going to be better than he was before.
The Vikings offense is quite good. I expect the Vikings to be good. So I would say, yeah, sure, B. This is like Irv Smith. I don't think a lot of people think about Irv Smith too much, but, I'm sure there is those who do.
Okay. So the first seed in the AFC will have 11 wins.
On the dot?
Well, they're just saying no team in the AFC will win more than 11 games, basically.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Okay.
I would say C. I would say C.
So for me, this is my first S take. I think I agree with this one. I can see it happening. The first seed last year had 12 wins, and the AFC got better.
Yeah, okay, see, I know that, but I still don't think it's going to happen. I think I think 2 teams will finish with at least more than 11 wins.
Okay, so you would put it in C?
I would say C tier for me.
C tier for you, and it's S for me. Why don't we?
I think I respect the hot take, so maybe put it in A category.
All right, we'll put it in A. We respect the hot take. I think you're right. I respect the hot take. It is really hot. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I don't know how likely it is. I think some team will probably win 12 games. I think the Bills will.
I think there's a couple teams that'll. Again, I'm of the opinion that a couple teams will win more than 11.
Okay, so next take. Josh Allen is top 3.
Like he'll ascend to top 3, or he's top 3 right now.
This is all they wrote. Just Josh Allen is top 3. So I would say they're saying right now.
You go ahead on that. I want to hear what you have to say first.
So right now, I think this is a C take. He's not in my top 3. I mean, it's as simple as that. He's my 4th quarterback. He will probably be top 3 by the end of next season. So
yeah, it's a C for me too.
But I'm gonna say something else. I don't even know if this is a hot take. I feel like a lot of people say this.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do kind of say it. I would disagree with it because, again, I think my top 3 would go, again, Brady, Rodgers, and then Mahomes, and then Allen would be 4th. And
I think we should go. This isn't a hot take. I don't think this is a hot take.
Yeah, I think it's not this is not sort of hot take. I think people genuinely debate this, and actually is a very real conversation about this. So
yeah. All right. So next up, Jalen Hurts will be top 10.
No. I don't agree with that. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be top 10. Again, I know these are hot, and they're meant to be kind of hot, and they're spicy, and there's a little bit of something to it, but I don't see it being a situation where we find Jalen Hurts being inside the top 10. There's already guys who are better than him outside of it as it sits, and I don't know if I see him getting to that next level of that. So I think for me, it's a C take. Oh no, did Ethan freeze? Uh-oh. 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 Oh God, folks. Ethan's gone. I don't even know what the last take is, actually. I can see on there. Texting Ethan now, folks. Don't worry. I texted him, you froze. I think I misspelled froze. No, I didn't. Oh, he's gone. Oh my gosh, guys. He's just out of here. What do we do? Is this still live? Am I still recording? Do I need IT support? I don't know what to do here. Should I stop recording? I don't even know if this is still live still. But regardless, if we're still going to go through here, that last take of Jalen Hurts being inside the top 10, just don't see it happening. I think you have guys like Derek Carr who put ahead of him. I know that for me, I have a guy like Russell Wilson just outside of it. Does Jalen Hurts get ahead of those two guys? I don't think so. Regardless, I do see him possibly getting to like the 13 to 12 round, like I kind of alluded to earlier. But I think the idea of him ascending into the top 10 is a little bit premature at this point. Again, 2 years from now, totally could see it if things continue to go right. So, yeah, for me, that'd be a C tier thing. I don't know where Ethan's going to stand on it, but we'll kind of see. The last one that we had on there, you could kind of see in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know if you could notice it or not. Was is Justin Herbert needs a speed guy on the outside. Okay, to me, that would be more of a detail. Oh, look, Ethan's texting me. Hold on real quick, folks. Let's see what we've got from the man himself, the host. He said, I don't know what happened. Should I say, are we still live? We still live. He doesn't know what happens. See, this is what happens, folks. It's okay, though. I'm here. So essentially, though, as I was saying, does he need a speed guy? I think it'd be more of a D take for me in my mind. Truthfully, when you go through and look at things, I think that's kind of obvious. 2 with the Chargers, I think it's not a lack. A speed guy certainly would be healthy. You just need a guy who's more of a yak guy. I mean, when you look at the Chargers, it's a lot of, Mike Williams, big gangly dude, can make a play downfield for you, which is always huge. Keenan, who's, a great short to intermediate runner, but he's not going to make anyone miss in the open field. Jalen Guyton's another good downfield threat. And then Josh Palmer, in a lot of ways, is a clone of what Mike Williams does. So I think a speed guy would be nice, but I don't think it's some sort of like really crazy or like unorthodox take. I just think that's what people kind of think at this point. So for me, it'd be a D tier take. So yeah, that would be the last hot take that we had from the fans themselves. We really appreciate you guys sending those in. Obviously, it's been huge to have those and love to interact with them. I'm sure we'll do it for our next week's segment when we come and roll around at this. Again, I don't know if anyone's listening to this point, and I could be just rambling to myself. I don't even know if there's people on YouTube, but for whatever it's worth, I'm still here. I'm always going to be here. Don't you dare worry about that. But if this is the end of the recording of the podcast, for my co-host, Ethan Haas, who's over there in North Carolina right now having some technical issues, he's back. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'm on my phone. I don't know what happened with my computer. The Wi-Fi.
Nice, idiot.
The Wi-Fi went out on my computer and it just won't reload.
Okay, so am I still live right now?
I think so.
I've been rambling. So whoever's gotten to see that, enjoy. Ethan is back
so my computer internet on my computer just went out and I can't get it back up.
Wow, nice. You've ruined the show now, actually. So congratulations on that one, Mr. Host. Technical difficulties over there. Good Lord.
It's okay.
We
can edit all this part out.
Good. So because what we had what we were going on, we had the last.
You can stop. You can stop the recording.
Oh, I know, but I didn't know if you wanted me to or not.
Yeah, you can stop. It's okay.
No, it's okay. Do you want me to stop the recording now myself?
Yeah, I probably would, and then I'll just edit all this stuff.
Edit it out. Okay,
because I'll edit this out of the YouTube stream too.
Sweet. Wait, is the YouTube stream still up, still down? Who knows?
Yeah.